All right, hello everyone. So I've posted the hours just now because I had a power failure all morning. So this is why we're a little late today. Okay, well, but it's end of Mercury retrograde, so hopefully we'll be looking good as we get into September. Let's take a look at gold. Now with gold, remember the market's still trending up. This is a nice squeeze. If we break out, pullback is okay. Two prices to look out for on the pullback is on your PST level here. 66.68, which is 2536 and 47. So we've got 2536 and 47 there. All right, so this zone is a target zone. If it breaks out, closes above the high of yesterday, still be careful about this zone here. All right. In any case, if the market does come back down into the daily pivot or slightly lower, then going up again I think is okay at swing hours. So buying the lows is okay. The trend on the weekly is still up, as you know. This is why I'm a bit against selling, unless you know what you're doing. So buying to go up on the pullbacks into that 75 is legitimate, but don't do it when there's a daily PST in front of you. So if you're going to buy it at the lower end, because we're bound to get into these prices, at least into that one. Euro dollar. Okay, so with the euro dollar, remember I said we're in this channel zone. We should dip down into here. So selling, I said, was logical. If you sold, you should have been fine. And this is the sell-off. Remember, that's the weekly pivot, daily pivot. Yesterday in the video I said this is also a good place. We use this place to sell off, and at the end of the day, let's see what do we have. This is 10.55. Yesterday we didn't have a 10.55, but at the end of the day, that's still it. Yesterday 2.55, 3.15. You could have sold here 2.55, 3.15 as well. You could have made that sell, but this was also, you know, weekly pivot, daily pivots, like a PST level. I use those levels to sell off if I know the market's kind of trending down. So this is the same kind of thing here. We've got a bit of a gap here today. There is news coming out, so you have to be careful for that one. And what can I say? Let's take a look at the daily. This is HCL1 1136. 1136 and 26. 1126 is about here, okay, which covers the gap. So we might just get into this zone here if at swing hours we are here, all right, or in this zone. Okay, let's do this. This is going to be the zone. Okay, I think it's still good to sell. Just be mindful of the news, okay, because I think, you know, in my opinion, we should come down into this zone, and this should cover that exactly. So from here to here, yeah, pretty much we should go into 1.0984. So around there, okay, is where we should be. Let me just do that. Yeah, 1.0990, 1.10, somewhere around there. Okay, so still pushing it down is okay in my opinion. If it goes up, selling again is okay. On the weekly, we let's see, 60, 1044 on your PST, 1044. If you're using your PST, you've got 1045 here. So this is still a target here. Okay, the market still has a bit of downside potential. All right, so selling from these levels, that level at swing trading hours, I think is okay to do so. SP 500. Now SP 500, remember, we had swing days Monday, Wednesday, both days went fine. Yesterday we had this spike up and then the sell-off on the PST indicator. All right, we are right on the resistance. So if this breaks out, we've got a bit of room to go to 64.5651, and that breakout is 61.5628. All right, So you have to look out for 5628. That's your first resistance here. If that breaks, that'll take you to 47, which is there. That's still a sell-off level. Okay, so the market can do an up move and sell off. This is not a bad spot because it's right on the gap fill. Okay, so both of them are okay. If it does, look out for a stop sweep. Friday is a swing day. All right, so you can do your setup just before the news comes out, because the news is coming out, I think it's 3:30 my time, and we've got a 3:25 setup. Let's check it out. Not be lazy. Correct. Okay, so we've got two things. Okay, and we've got the setup at 3:25. Isn't that interesting? Right at 3:25. So if we're up here 3:25 somewhere, so we're going to push down or up, or probably we'll see how it goes. If you want to straddle the trade, because I don't know if it's going to go up or down, but if we're on the upside, you know, if the news is up, if the news is good, what it might do is just tap up quickly and then come back. But 3:25 is looking like the setup. Let me just check. Yeah, 3:25 is a good setup. Okay, and that should be a limit. Okay, so from there onwards, then if it breaks out, it's going to go probably around, you know, it's probably going to continue onwards. Okay, so we've got 6:30 as well. If 6:30 is a retracement, you can enter that one too. It's looking good. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now with Dow Jones, let's see where we're at. Here we are. So that's still going up. Now there's a breakout here. So look, this breakout is a bit positive. So Dow Jones already on the breakout. It's done the first target on the weekly, 41576. We had a Monday swing day on this one, so Monday turned out to be the breakout day. So this is getting all psyched up. Let's take a look. And also Wednesday was a swing day. So Monday it did a high, Wednesday it did a low. So Friday we've got a swing day, possibly maybe going further up because we've got a breakout. So I don't like to stand in front of a breakout, as you know. So I don't mind buying the Dow Jones if you're going to trade it. In the news, just see where it is. If it's, you know, messing around here, maybe on the daily pivot or whatever, around here, maybe it might be a buy setup, and if it is, that's fine. You could do it with a tight stop loss, I'm thinking, because that 325 is not a bad thing. It's a nice hour there. All right. Yes. And that's basically it. So if you want to push it up, PST breakout, that's looking like a more logical thing to do. Let's take a look. Now with the news, obviously it could whipsaw. So if you want to wait for the news to first, you know, do what it needs to do, then your next setup is going to be 630, right? 620, 630 zone. But that zone can break out. So if it's a pullback, you can go with it. If it's sticking around somewhere, then you can expect the market to push. All right, so it could be a nice pushy day to trade. Nasdaq. Now Nasdaq, this is going down. Remember, I did say there's a bit of a gap here, so we need to be careful about it. And I said no selling here. Yesterday, if you sold, then this is a zone that we put in there before. As you can see, it's right on the PST level. This is looking like a breakout as well. On the weekly, the pullback going back up. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so the market may still have a bit of room to go to close that gap. Okay, so today being Friday, maybe the market is coming back to go up for a retest, okay, and sweep the top two. What you can do, because the Dow Jones broke out, this also, we got 56. The market can still target that initially, which is 19,735. Okay, so this is a nice up move, as you can see. The market stabilizing here. So 19,735 is around there. All right, so we could probably go up and hit that weekly pivot, I'm thinking, which the market fell off from. Okay, and that's a nice pull up. Now remember, for Dow Jones, I did say Thursday was also an important day. You can see how nicely that worked out. Remember, for Dow Jones, I put on Thursday, you got to look out for that one as well. That's important as a swing day, and that was just all day, just riding it up nice and easy. Okay, and then a sell-off in New York, so buying again is an option to push it up. Okay, on the weekly, we don't have anything tight. It's too far out, but that's going to be your initial target. Okay, so if it keeps pushing upwards, I'm just going to get rid of this. Okay, if it keeps pushing upwards, then the next target is going to be 19,795. Okay, that's on this zone here. This is a some looking sweep, maybe this one. So we still have a bit of room to push up. So just be mindful though on that weekly pivot zone. All right, because this could be a sell zone. They've sold here before. Okay, and pretty close. So going up, sweeping all the stops behind, and then selling again is an option. Okay, so got to be careful. Just match time and price. You can target this zone though. So buying low to go up to the previous day high and into the weekly pivot is okay, because we've got that breakout, and that's the first target. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, okay, remember this was a zone we talked about. This is a zone we talked about. Here I said no selling. You can only sell if it goes up. So if it went up yesterday and you sold off, you should be okay if you did that. Okay, I did give prices for yesterday. I'm not sure if it's on this one, but at the end of the day I would have given you a PST price. Okay, so if the market does come up, you can sell off. Also, if you take a look at this, this is 635, and we had 640 yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, 640. Yeah, we had that hour exactly. That's your 640 there. Okay, so market comes back, retracement 6:40, 7 o'clock. That was our time zone. There, 7 o'clock. There, that's a 15-minute chart. All right, so that's your zone. If you sold off, if you're intraday trading, you should have been okay. If you bought, then you needed to buy when 12 o'clock, I guess. 12 o'clock it is. 12:55, 125. That's your 12:55 bar. 125 is right there. So yeah. Okay, so if you bought here, intraday trading, if you bought, sold, you should have been okay. Now remember with Bitcoin, this is not a sell zone. If you want to sell, you've got to go up, but they sold it nicely here. But they closed high. What you can do is if it breaks the low, goes up, then you can sell. Your first support is 38,58110. So 58,110, 5810 is your first support. 5810 is down here. All right. So if that breaks, and you know, pretty much breaking the low of the week then too. Okay. If it breaks, any pullback is a legit sell. Okay, if you want to sell, you can wait for a gap fill. That's your zone. Okay, slight gap up here as well. So if I was to extend this here, that's also fine. All right, if we like go up, you want to sell, it's doable. All right, if it breaks below, pulls back up into a swing hour, selling again is an option on this one too.